Yes! And it's Andy Vyner at the double! Bristol City leads a seven-side derby, and Bristol City have won it! Martin slides away in celebration. Antoine Semenyo, take a bow. Sykes, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He gets his first Bristol City goal. Oh, goodness me. Andy Vyner.
So, Bristol City hit the road twice this week in the lead-up to the international break. And first on the agenda is a trip to East Anglia to take on Norwich City at Carrow Road. But before heading to Burnley on the weekend, tonight's encounter kicks off at 7:45. Tonight's the Reds' first outing in 10 days, following the postponement of Saturday's match with Preston North End due to the passing of Her Majesty the Queen. Welcome to Robins TV. Here from our new home, and joining me for this one, as ever, is a man who needs no introduction, so I won't give him one. It's Brian Tinian. What do you reckon to the new home?
Very nice, very posh.
We've tarted it up a bit for you.
It's very good. I'll make an effort next time, I think.
Thank you. Listen, it's been an incredible run. We are going to call this a run now. That momentum's so important for Bristol City, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is, and it's a good game to go into with that momentum, because probably this is going to be the toughest test so far. And then again Saturday, so we're coming into it with a really good run of games under our belt, good victories, scoring goals, causing people lots of problems. So it'll be a good game tonight. I think there'll be plenty of goals, and I think we'll give these some real problems going forward.
And nice to see Naki coming into his own, cylinders firing up, and of course for strikers that's just exactly what they need. Well,
if Antoine's still on the bench and can't get in the team, then the strikers that are in there are doing pretty well. So Naki's been outstanding, probably the best football since he's been at the football club, and Tommy Conway's up there with him scoring goals. So they've created a really good partnership there with Andy just off him, and it'll be interesting to see how they handle us tonight, although we're going to have to be good defensively to handle them.
And a word for Tommy Conway. I mean, an incredible start to the season for him, and then the young player of the year across the whole of the EFL. Incredible for the lad, but he's got to keep his feet on the ground, hasn't he?
Oh, he will. There's no doubt about that. He's the sort of lad, it won't affect him. He won't change. He's had a fantastic start. He's playing well. He's given us a real platform from the front to go and press and get after the opposition and stop them playing. Him and Naki have really set the tone for the team since they got together as that partnership, so with Andy Vyman in behind. So they'll be full of confidence tonight. I don't think there'll be any fear in our team tonight to go to Norwich. I think we know we can give them as many problems as they'll give us.
And it is a big old week, Burnley on the weekend as well. We'll chat more about this in just a little while, but in terms of rest, recuperation, it's really important, and that's the science of the game these days.
Yeah, it is, and obviously they've flown down to Norwich, and they'll obviously come back on the bus, then they'll fly to Burnley, so it'll take a bit of travelling away before the games start. But two really tough fixtures against teams who after coming down from the Premier League, will be two of the top teams in the division. So really good test, but we're going into it with real confidence.
Okay, all right, Brian, for the moment, thank you very much. Right then, time to find out just exactly who has been chosen for this one. And as ever, the man in the know is our lead commentator, Toby Osborne.
Thanks very much, Downsy. A pretty simple team news tonight for both sides. They are both unchanged going into this one. Let's start with Norwich City. The back four is a blend of experience of Grant Hanley and the youth of Omer Bimadeli. I'll get used to that one as the game goes on. And Max Aarons, of course, as well. The latter is just 22 years of age and has already amassed a staggering 175 games for the Canaries. In front of a midfield, two of Nunes and McLean. It's Norwich's top scorer for the season, Josh Sargent, Villaloni, Ramsey and Todd Cantwell, who of course is looking to revive what became a bit of a faltering career for him. And then leading the line, the irrepressible Timu Puki, a name we're so used to seeing at this level. On the bench, familiar names Jordan Hugill and Onel Hernandez. Bristol City are also unchanged at Carrow Road tonight. The back three is centred again around Cal Naismith, with the flying wing-backs of Jay Da Silva and Mark Sykes. Scott, showered with praise by both sets of fans at Ewood Park, is joined in the middle by Matty James. 2 assists for Vyman at Blackburn. He will provide the spark behind the unstoppable partnership, of course, of Tommy Conway and Naki Wells. another bumper bench with Masengo, Joe Williams, Semenyo and Chris Martin. So let's find out now why Nigel Pearson has no choice but to name the same side tonight.
Nigel, same team for the third successive game. How nice is it to name an unchanged lineup?
Well, they deserve it, and it's. I think it's the right thing to do. They would have played if we'd have played against Preston, but we get the opportunity again to see how far we've come. And I think the most important thing tonight is that our players look to emulate our own form. Not, we have respect for our opponents, but not too much. And it's important that we go out there and the players who are in the side need to work hard to stay there.
You talked the other day about not having an inferiority complex.
Yeah.
Are the squad feeling positive going into this evening?
Yeah. We try to talk mostly about how we're going to go about the game ourselves, rather than giving too much emphasis on our opponents. We know that they're a possession side and that they will, they have quite a bit of rotation in their forward positions. We'll have to deal with that, but the players are in a good frame of mind.
Go well tonight, Nigel.
Okay, cheers, thanks.
The gaffer chatting to Dave Barton there. Well, unchanged is good news, surely.
Yeah, it's good. It means they've earned the place and they've got to lose the place, so they'll know, looking at the bench, that they have to be good and they have to play well, because there's some real quality on the bench to come on if we need it. So good to keep a consistent team to go with a consistent performances. So looking forward to the game. They've got some threats. They've got Sargent and Pookie and people like that. We're going to have to be really, really defensively solid tonight.
Yeah, so where are those main areas? You talk about being defensively solid. Where else do we just need to make sure we're focusing our eyes?
Well, I think Scotty and James in midfield are going to have to try and dominate the game, because they'll play Norwich, they'll play out from the back, they'll try and go through the third. So we're going to have to be solid as a team, out of possession, try and get some pressure on them with the front 2 and 3 to go and stop them getting the quality to their front men, and go and play off that. But I'm sure we can. We've got plenty of energy, and Naki and Tommy and Andy Vyman as a 3 at front should really put them under pressure and stop them playing forward and stop them getting that quality through the midfield into them strikers who are a threat.
I mean, the Championship is unforgiving, isn't it? And games will just keep coming and coming. The little gap that we had because of the passing of Her Majesty, obviously was out of our hands. But how much of a break, how much of a difference will that break have made? I mean, I guess a bit more recovery time. But I heard in Nigel's interview they had an 11-a-side game on that Saturday to keep the momentum going. To
be honest, I don't think we wanted to miss the game. I think if we'd have played Preston here, in their form and in our form, I think it would have been a really good game for us. And I think if we'd have gone and had a really positive result in that one, I think it would have given us a nice little couple of free hits really with Norwich and Burnley. But we're in good form, and as I say, we're scoring loads of goals. We look a real threat going forward. Can we defend well enough to stop their threats? Because if we do, we score.
Talking about lots of goals, let's remind ourselves then of 10 days ago. It was a mighty occasion right here at Ashton Gate. 3 of those goals as we scored. Of course it was Ewood Park. I was sat in this room commentating on it. As far as the action is concerned, though, up to Ewood Park we go for that reminder of our wonderful win against Blackburn Rovers.
Gives it straight to Matty James. Alex Scott gets out of a tight spot. Vyman, he's away from Dom Hyam, and looking dangerous here, Bristol City. Wells and Conway in the middle. Conway the target. Conway scores. He continues his flying start to the season, Tommy Conway. They threatened to do that, and Tommy Conway opens the scoring here in Lancashire. Defence into attack. Vyman sprinting away down the right. He had 2 to aim for. Went for Conway. Back in from Pickering. Gathered here by Conway. To his flatmate, Alex Scott. That's a lovely ball through from the key. Wells again, incisive stuff from Bristol City. Has Wells got the finish? You bet he has! Alex Scott into Vyner, who claims another assist in this game. Wells still with a lot to do and picks out the near post. Semenyo in a tussle but loses out. Here's Bradley down. Dolan. Excellent finish. Blackburn back in the game. Tyrese Dolan off the bench on the score sheet, and it's game on again at Ewood Park. Semenyo lost it. Teo Edens slipped it inside. Tyrese Dolan, great first touch. Alex Scott over the Bristol City free kick. Glance towards goaling off the inside of the post. Wells, oh, great save. And now lashed in by Naismith, but the whistle has gone. And the goal has been given. Cal Naismith celebrates as Bristol City restore their 2-goal cushion. Well, this is that third Bristol City goal again. McKee Wells has been credited with the goal. Carter. Lovely turn from Tyrese Dolan. Push through to Brereton Diaz. Well, he's still over and he's still rattling them in. But surely that's come too late for Blackburn. They have though pulled it back to 3-2. Brereton Diaz finds the back of the net again. Tyrese Dolan plays a massive part in this. Brilliant spin there from Dolan. A lovely pass into Brereton Diaz, who plants it beyond Bentley. And it's Blackburn 2, Bristol City 3.
And let's hope for more of the same tonight. You're watching Robins TV live from our new home here at Ashton Gate. Still to come, we chat to Zak Vyner about his career to date so far. And of course, all of the action from Carrow Road as Bristol City take on Norwich City. And we'll continue all the action after the break.
Might not wanna get close. We a little wild war, covered in tattoos. Run it up, taking all the views. Stepping on place, feeling the fear. I know you feeling it in the air. Whole squad wearing all black. Motivation's looking real bad. We back to the bone, raising a fire alone. We ain't never needed nobody. Give me 6 feet, this is my party. Ain't got no feelings, we heartless. Take a peek inside the darkness. Blow up the spot, then we run it. Ready or not, here we coming.
When the red, red robin comes bobbing along.
The Robins, who this season have gone bobbing along right into the 2nd division of the English Football League.
The Robins.
If you've ever been to Ashton Gate in Bristol, you'll know that as the signature tune of Bristol City, the Robins.
So we've got all this outdoor space here, and it's perfect for companies to come in, whether they're small or large. So we cater for maybe a team of 12 or a team of 800. They can come here, have a really positive experience and be rewarded for all their hard work in the office or whatever industry they're from.
As we've got such a big company, a lot of us don't see each other.
being able for the first time to get everyone out together in one place doing an activity together was great for team bonding and boosting that morale.
We can hone in on specific skills such as communication, leadership, teamwork, resilience. Here we've got a 400-metre military assault course, which is fantastic for team building. If you want a morale booster, this is the place to come.
Welcome back to Robins TV here in our new home. It is Downsy and Brian Tinian here with you for today. Thank you very much for your company. Great to have you along today. Right, still to come then, all that action, of course, from Carrow Road. But first of all, let me introduce you to a man that you know all too well, City's vendor Zak Vyner, and he's been telling us all about his career to date.
Zak, congratulations on making your 100th career appearance for Bristol City. You must be proud of yourself for your perseverance and sacrifices you've made. It's not been an easy route to the first team. How do you reflect on your journey so far?
Yeah, like you said, it's been a tough road, and I feel like I've put a lot of work in to get to a point where I can say that I'm in the first team and an established player in the first team, and hitting 100 games is definitely a massive milestone for me. And been here a long time, and it's definitely something that the sort of the hard work has shown that you can get to that level, and I absolutely want to kick on and completely keep going with it all.
100 games, it's a lot of games. What's your highlight?
Debut definitely up there, of course. First goal for City is obviously a massive thing. We only got 2 for City, so I can remember them pretty well. So yeah, no, there's been a lot of good games and a lot of learning games, we'll say. But I think I'd probably give it my debut. You put a lot of hard work in, so much sort of, I wouldn't say tension, but so much rides on getting into the first team and making your debut and stuff like that. So to make my debut for this club it was definitely the highlight.
Perfect. Well, done 100 games. You must have aspirations for the next 100 games. How far do you think you and the City squad can go?
Yeah, like I said, we've got a good thing going on right now. This season we've not just myself has been kicking on this season, but I think everyone has been kicking on. Everyone's trying to raise their standards and raise their levels, and I think it shows in the last sort of few games that we've had where we've definitely looked at a more sort of solid unit, not just a solid team, not just a solid sort of midfield or defence or attack or whatever. It's been a solid unit as a team, and I think that's definitely something that hopefully we can kick on for this season, and then wherever that takes us, we go from there. But for myself, I just want to make sure that I'm improving on what I've done in the last game and kicking on that way. And it's a cliche in football, only think about the next game, but that is sort of true for us as a team and true for me myself. I want to just make sure that I'm improving myself as I go on.
Yes, of course, and you said solid as a team, but you've also been solid at the back the last few games. Of course, this season it's 3 at the back.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying being part of that new look back three?
For sure, yeah. I think for me, the right of a back 3 suits me quite well. So to get in there and be given a chance to play multiple games back to back and to go and express myself and play freely there, it's definitely helping me. And I know Cal, Rob, Tim, whoever it be, Thomas, whoever it be that comes into that is also, it's good, healthy competition for the group, So there's a lot of good things that I think we're creating. And I mean, it goes to show that we're keeping the back door shut in the last few games, and we're also contributing going forward as well. With a few of us, Rob's got a goal, I've got a few assists, Cal's got a few assists. So we are sort of trying to implement ourselves as much as we can on the game when we play.
You mentioned the 2 assists there. Do you think having played in midfield at Aberdeen has helped you maybe going forward?
Yeah. I mean, it was the first time I really played in centre mid in sort of men's football was up at Aberdeen. So it was something that I'm not afraid to do, not afraid to step into that role. And if need be, I played there a lot a couple of seasons ago. So I'm definitely not sort of afraid to go in there. And I think it does add a different dimension to maybe how you think or whatever. So it's definitely, it's a good thing that happened there.
Finally, off the pitch, what keeps Zak Vyner at peace? So much to do in Bristol. Do Do you like the city life?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's with so many games, we can't really do much. We've got a lot of travelling, and we're always playing games and training and stuff. So there isn't much we can do in terms of how much sort of time off and whatever. We're always knackered, but no, I just chill, to be honest. I don't really do that much. I know it sounds really boring, but I don't really do that much. I like going to, I know this sounds really weird, but I like going to the cinema. I like going to Everyman Cinema in Clifton. That's really nice. Going for little breakfasts, going for little coffees here and there, and got a little coffee one around the corner from where I live that I always sort of go there and maybe just put my headphones in and just zone out while zoning in. Yeah, I just chill. There's not much to it, really.
Thank you very much, Zak.
Thank you. Cheers.
Robin's TV reporter Ed Paquet chatting to Zak Vyner at the HPC there. Tins, what sort of a guy is Zak away from the field?
Well, you've just got to listen to that interview. He's a great lad. He works extremely hard, popular in the dressing room and around the place. He's had his tough times, but he's a fighter, Zak, and he's had a really good start of the season. So he'll have to keep his feet firmly on the floor and keep performing at the level he's performing. But great lad. He's a fantastic lad. A good example for all young academy players, because it can be up and down this game, and it's never simple.
Talking about academy, under-21s absolutely on fire, still unbeaten, 5-0 against Cardiff last night. I mean, a word for your boys.
Yeah, they're doing extremely well. The sports science have got them fit, really fit for how we want to play. We want to play to high intensity. We want to press from the front. The coaching staff are working extremely hard with the players on a daily basis, so really pleased with them. Good to have Sam Bell back now. He's played 62 minutes, I think, at Sheffield Wednesday, 58 minutes the other day, 2 goals, so he's back fit and raring to go now. And there's a lot of quality in that team, and players who we think can push and try and get into our first team.
You just sort of feel like there's something magic happening, don't you? Like, slowly but surely these guys are breaking through into the first team, just like Tommy. I'm sure, we were just chatting there about Sam Bell wanting to, be able to have the same sort of opportunities that Tommy's having and achieve the same success. And when they're that hungry and that talented, the future's really bright, isn't it?
Oh, definitely, yeah. And as we say, we've rated Tommy and Belly pretty much the same all the way through. So we know Sam Bell is at the quality of Tommy. And what Tommy's shown at the minute is fantastic. And Dylan Kadji again the other day, he scored a fantastic goal. He played at Wickham in the Cup and scored in his first game. So lots and lots of good, talented boys, but workers, and want to listen and want to learn and want to get better. So got a great chance, a lot of them.
Good stuff. Thanks, Tins. Right, time to say goodbye to our viewers on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to buy the game, bcfc.co.uk.